Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of the SpookNotes podcast, where we get academic about everything that goes bump in the night. My name is Marlayna.
And I'm Connor.
And on this week's episode, we're going to be talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Marlayna, you just watched over the last 3 weeks?
Yeah.
You just watched for the first time all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
All of them. You know, I was on Christmas break. I needed something to fill my time, so I'm like, well, bring out the Freddy, you know?
So you've seen, before, this past month, you've seen the original.
Yep.
And you saw Freddy vs. Jason, correct?
I sure did.
But you saw every other movie for the first time.
Yes.
So what we're going to do today, similar to what we did during our Friday the 13th episode, we're just gonna kind of go over the series as a whole. We're gonna talk about each movie. I'm gonna interview Marlayna.
Yeah, this podcast is gonna be a little bit different. It's, less work on my part. I just kind of have to talk. Connor's the one who did most of the preparation for this, but I'm gonna share my feelings on if I like the movies or not.
Yeah, so basically most of this podcast is gonna be, I'm just gonna be asking you a series of questions about the movies and kind of getting your thoughts on the movies and stuff. Then what me and Marlayna are each going to do, we're each going to rank the series from our least favorite to favorite.
Okay.
And then finally we're going to play a little trivia game that I came up with.
Wow, doesn't that sound like fun?
So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more lighthearted than some of our more in-depth episodes, but it should be fun, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Same here.
So, Marlayna, I guess we'll start here, kind of just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Not talking about any one specific movie or anything, but what were your overall thoughts on this series as a whole?
Well, I definitely really liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Because, the series that I've seen the most of probably would be the Friday the 13th series, because I've seen all the movies. So this is my next, big series that I've seen. And I really, really liked it. And I was, pleasantly surprised. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I wanted to do next is, what I want you to do is I'm going to go through the list of every one of the 9 films, and I just want you to give your thoughts on each of the films in one sentence.
Okay, so you're going to tell me each film.
Yeah, so I'm going to start, okay.
The first one.
So,
okay.
In one sentence, tell me your thoughts on 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
One word. Classic.
Classic?
Yeah.
I said one sentence.
Oh, shit. Okay, well...
We can do one word if you want.
Well, okay, I liked it. It was a classic.
Okay. All right.
Already screwing this up.
Okay, what about part 2, Freddy's Revenge?
It was gay as fuck,
Okay.
and it was great.
It was gay, but it was great.
Yeah, it was gay. It was gay and great. I'm all about that equality stuff, LGBTQ. Very nice.
Okay.
Well, okay, so I think maybe we should kind of expand on that. The second one a little bit more is more there's an underlying gay subtext, so that's probably why I'm saying this.
It's not even
It's like in your face gay.
It's super text.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen this movie, there's just so many gay references and innuendos and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying this. I'm not just being weird, okay guys? Don't hate. All right. Moving on.
Okay. Part 3, Dream Warriors.
Very okay, one sentence here. Interesting way of killing the kids,
Interesting kills?
Yeah, fuck.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Sorry, I can't speak English, apparently.
That's fair. Okay, Nightmare 4, The Dream Master.
Oh my god, okay, we kind of have to go over, a little bit what happened in the movie.
Okay, so this was the
Sorry.
one where...
Guys, I'm so fresh with this series,
It's a continuation of Dream Warriors, and it's the one where all
of where she gets recast and everything.
And where all of her friends are dying, and she's kind of taking on their qualities and stuff to fight Freddy.
Oh, wait, the blonde one?
Yeah. Well, no, the blonde one...
She dies.
And then the other girl.
I liked it. It was badass.
It was badass. Okay.
A little confusing.
A little confusing. Clearly.
I don't even know anymore.
Okay. Nightmare 5, The Dream Child.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the one she has a kid.
It's very interesting. With the kid. I don't know, because I'm trying to sum it up in one sentence. I don't know. It was just interesting because dream baby.
But you're kind of making a face like interesting but stupid at the
Yeah,
same
a
time.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6, Freddy's Dead.
And that's the one with, like...
The 3D stuff, and they're going to the town, and there's no children in the town.
Okay. Absolute stupid. But great? Now when I think of it, like, it was like, good, you know? In its own little crazy kind of way.
Okay.
Like, it's absolute trash. Like, it's not a good movie. The storyline is completely awful. But just, you get to see Freddy just being funny. And I kind of like that.
Alright, that's fine. That's fair.
Okay.
You like that?
It's almost too funny, guys. Like, I don't know, I'm conflicted. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, funny is not the word I would use, but okay.
Are we gonna go into more depth about these movies and kind of all what we think? Because I don't know if I can just sum it all up in one sentence.
Okay, well, if you want to go more in depth, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I said what I was gonna say.
So you don't want to go more in depth?
Well, not with this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what about New Nightmare?
Okay, that's the one with Wes Craven directing it again.
This is the meta one.
Okay, it's fucking stupid. Like, honestly, I respect Wes Craven directing this again, but there's just too many Easter eggs. Like, that's the one thing I like about it, is the Easter eggs, but the story in itself is kind of dumb. And I was saying this to Connor because he was saying, like, this is my second favorite movie in the Nightmare series. And I'm like, why? It's bad.
Alright, if that's what you think. I don't agree with you.
Also, guys, this is really funny, but Connor here is actually wearing a Freddy Krueger sweater, so I think it's really fitting for this episode. Did you plan this?
Obviously.
Wow. Lame. I'm kidding.
Okay.
You're the best.
Freddy versus Jason.
Fucking cool. I liked it. The story is a little bit loosey-goosey, but, like, Freddy versus Jason and their like, battles with each other, that's really epic, and there's, like, some metal scores in there, in the movie as well, and I'm just, like, headbanging. I'm like, yeah, I get it, you know? I liked it. It was all around a good movie.
Alright, and lastly, the reboot.
Fucking terrible.
This is probably the one movie that I think we both agree on.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
So bad.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So, my next question after this is, obviously, the Nightmare on Elm Street series is very successful. It was huge during the 80s. Like, everybody knew about these films. So, you can tell me a little bit of what you think and why it is this way for you, but in a more general sense, what is it about this series that you think makes it so successful?
I definitely think, like, okay, the way Freddy changes, like, you know, when you see him come out as, I don't even know how to describe it, but, like, that big head, you know, and then he grabs the person he's, like,
in
eating.
part 3.
Yeah, and it's, like, the creativity, like, with that, like, the character just being, like, anamorphous, is that
so kind of like what you're trying to say is, like, how the dream reality aspect of the films makes it like very inventive.
Well, yeah, because like if you have like a slasher like such as Jason, like he's pretty like one-dimensional, right? Like here you have this character, okay, he's in real life, he's killing people, but with Freddy, you're putting him in a dream world, and everybody's dreams, like, they have infinite possibilities of what you can do, and I think that's just, like, really different and really cool in its whole, like, being. I don't know. And also just, like, Freddy's kills. They're really, really original, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think that that kind of allows for a level of inventiveness, and, like, I think you need to strike a balance, because I think to part 5, The Dream Child, at the end, when there's, like, all this crazy, like, stairs everywhere, and I'm like, maybe this is a little bit too wacky.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you need to have a balance, but I definitely think, like, especially maybe part 3, I thought that it allowed for inventiveness in the dream sequences, but it still felt kind of real at the same time. And also another thing that I think that dream reality kind of aspect allows for it is kind of interesting special effects. I think a lot of the movies have very good practical effects.
Oh,
Specifically,
absolutely.
like, I would say parts 1 through 4 are very technically well done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of the dream reality. You can do all kinds of weird, crazy stuff with it.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. Special effects, hands down. Tom Savini, you know, I love you, but you have some competition here, so what you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh, probably nothing, but...
Yeah. He's like, whatever.
Okay. So my next question is kind of similar to that, and how successful these movies were, and because of that, Freddy, the character of Freddy, became such an icon during the 80s. Like, he became a rock star. Like, everybody knew who Freddy was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, people loved Freddy, people hated Freddy. But what do you think is it about the character of Freddy that makes him so lovable?
He has a sense of humor, you know, and I think, like I said, I keep relating this back to Friday the 13th, because again, it's one of the longer series that I've seen, but with Jason, you know, he can't speak, right? He can only kind of act through his mannerisms and his eyes and his movements and stuff like that, right? So I definitely think in Friday the 13th, when Kane Hodder was Jason, it's kind of more funny, right? Like, because he kind of like pops around the corner like, hey guys, what's up? But there's no
There's a disconnect because
yeah,
you can't see his face.
Yeah, that, and also because you can't hear his voice too.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Freddy, he has the ability to, you know, kind of say what he's thinking or what he's going to do, and just to kind of play with his words and add humor to it. So I think that's why he stands out, and that's why people really liked him, especially in the 80s, because, like, that's just something that's different, right? Like, here you don't have, or usually you wouldn't have, like, a serial killer, like, be absolutely, like, funny.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, like, actually funny, so...
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just weird if I'm thinking he's funny, but I think he's funny.
No, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Like, well, one thing that actually I don't have written down here, but it's something I just thought about. Do you prefer more of the dark, menacing Freddy like we get in like the earlier movies and then in the reboot, or do you prefer more like the colorful, fun Freddy?
Honestly, I know I've been talking so much about, you know, the jokiness of Freddy, and that's why I like him. But I definitely prefer him in earlier on in the series when he is more serious, because, you know, it's a horror movie. You should be kind of scared of the character to some degree. Like, obviously we aren't, because we're just desensitized to all this stuff. But I definitely find him more, like, menacing and just kind of evil in his nature and, like, creepy, and I like that.
Well, I mean, I think, though, that, like, even that still allows for jokes. Like, I think of the original film, and I think of the very first line he ever says when Tina says, "Oh my God," and then he goes, "This is God." Like, he's still, like, making jokes and stuff, but it's more like...
It's like dark humor.
Yeah, it's more like with a menacing edge, not as, like...
Like, I'm a very sarcastic person, so maybe that's why I kind of like all this dark humor. I don't know. What are you gonna do, right?
He's not calling people a bitch every 5 seconds.
That's true. Well, I kind of like that. But at the same... Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Okay, so my next question is, because we've kind of gone over some of the stuff we've already seen in the series.
Yeah.
And now that you've seen all the movies in the series, it's been 9 years now since we got the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Mm.
Do you think there should be a reboot of the series?
I don't know. That's a hard question, because I feel like you either make it or break it with reboots, and I feel like it would need to be done right. And when I say done right, I mean, like, they would have to recast Robert Englund.
So you wouldn't want him to play Freddy again?
No, I would. I would want him.
Oh,
I want
recast.
him
Yes,
recast. Like, I want him
back.
to be...
Come back.
Yeah, because I definitely think with the latest reboot, I don't know, the guy, like, he just wasn't doing it for me, because when you think of Freddy, you think of Robert Englund.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think of someone else. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, with Jason, on the other hand, like, I keep paralleling him to that. But because he wears a mask, you really don't have that, you know, facial recognition and all that. It's just, you know what?
It could be whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, with Freddy, like, Robert Englund is the whole character.
Yeah, and then even though he's burned, like, you can clearly tell who it is, right? So I think if they were to make another movie, they would have to cast him, and, like...
Would you want it to be a whole new story, or would you want it to be harken back to the original? Like, what I think... Like,
I know what you're about to say. You're about to say the Halloween thing,
like,
right?
yeah, like, would you want it to be something like Halloween 2018, where it's kind of like, it's a new story, but with the same characters and it's like a continuation of their experiences?
See, I think that would be good, but when people see this movie, they're going to be like, oh, it's just the same as Halloween, right? So I think Halloween, that was their thing. Like, I don't know. Like, a part of me wants to say yeah, because, like, that would be really cool, especially if you could see Nancy, or Heather, what's her...
Langenkamp.
Yeah, later on in life, but I think it would be too much like copying Halloween, and I think that would take it away from me, or take that experience. So, I don't know. I think a new story would have to come from that, but obviously I would like to see some original roots in it, because I feel like the further you got from the original story, you lost that connection, like, with the original characters and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, I definitely think, like, even if you are, again, comparing it back to Halloween 2018, like, even though that was, it kind of, like, cut out all these sequels and everything, it still had lots of references and kind of, like, things that went back to the original, or back to the other sequels, like, you know, when he's and when there's that scene where he's out on Halloween night, you saw, like, the 3 kids wearing the masks from Halloween 3, and
like, I think that's cool, like, little, like, cameos and Easter eggs and stuff like that. I think that's good, but you don't want to tie in too much stuff, especially with the Halloween series, which is kind of like a shit show, going every direction. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think should happen?
Well, I definitely want a reboot because I want another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And I've said before that in my blog that I would want it to be with Robert Englund, with Heather Langenkamp, and kind of do that Halloween thing. Like, I get where you're coming from, and I never even considered that. But for me, like, I would love to see that. So,
like, I definitely think it was a really cool style what they did, and I really, really liked it. But I feel if Nightmare was to do that, they would be like, well, people would point fingers and be like, well, you did it like them and all this stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, if I could, in a dream world, haha, no pun intended, it would be like the Halloween movie, where it would just be a continuation on Robert Englund, Heather, like, all them, like, just, I like that, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, next question. Do you have a favorite Freddy Krueger kill?
Oh, a specific kill. There is one that literally just sticks out in my mind. And
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah? What is it?
Is it the one part 3 with the when he's kind of puppeteering the kid?
Oh my god, yes. That was so, like, I couldn't even, like, look at the screen, you know, where he pulls it. Okay, the one we're talking about is, as Connor said, in the third movie, where Freddy, he pulls out the tendons and ligaments and is, like, yeah, like, puppeteering this kid to throw himself off a building. I don't know, like, it's just so grotesque and like, scary visually, too. Like, it's just, like, ugh, because you can technically do that to people, like, you know, if you, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. What about you? What's your favorite kill?
My favorite kill is probably Tina in the original, like the being dragged up the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like that's the one kill that I feel like not every other movie, but so many of the other movies try to emulate that. Like, it happens in New Nightmare. It happens in the reboot. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's very classic. And it's also the first Freddy kill. And I think it's the best, and I just think it's disturbing. And I think that it's also interesting because we see it through the eyes of, I think his name's Rob, like the other character. So you don't see actually
like Johnny Depp?
No.
The like,
bigger guy.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And because, so you don't see what Tina's seeing, but, like, you see her being dragged into the wall, and that, so I like that.
One thing, like, one image that kind of stands out for me is it's within the first movie, and when you see Nancy going through the hallway and you see Tina being dragged away in the body bag. Oh.
Well, before you go into that, I was going to say, my next question was going to be, do you have a favorite moment or scene from the franchise?
Well, I guess it would be that then. That's funny. I don't know. It's just like that visual is just, again, very grotesque and like just gory, and I like that shit. And I don't know, it's just like creepy the way it's dragged across, and then you see her standing there in the body bag, like, ugh, jeepers creepers. What about you?
For me, it would be the first time Nancy goes into the boiler room in her dreams, because that to me is like nothing screams more like classic Nightmare on Elm Street than like when you see like that boiler room and Freddy drags his nails or his razor gloves across the metal and makes that screeching sound, and that's also when like he's still like mostly in darkness, so you can't really see him. But like he's very menacing and stuff, and you see like his mouth, or you see just like his glove. So I like that. Another one that's equally up there is Tina's dream in the first one, when she finds him in the alley, and then it's the classic "This is God" line, and then like there's so many moments in that. Like I think of like when he pops up behind the tree and he cuts his fingers off, and then she like pulls his face off, and it's just like the skull.
Yeah, that's also in that scene. Was that the one where his arms get really freakishly long? Yeah, I don't like that either. That's one thing I definitely would give this series credit for, is that it made me unsettled. Like, I didn't like that. I don't know. That's one thing, other horror movies really don't do, is get me on edge, right? With the exception of like Black Christmas or Hereditary or movies like that. But this one did something different, and I couldn't look at the screen a few times, and I'm not usually that pussy, but like I couldn't do it. So I don't know. Props to them.
Well, nice. So for my next few questions, they're kind of all related, but one thing that we've already been doing throughout this episode, and it happens a lot, is often A Nightmare on Elm Street gets compared to Friday the 13th, and obviously there was the movie Freddy vs. Jason, and there's often like battles and kind of like debates, and stuff like that. And just because of the sheer popularity and the sheer like marketability of Freddy and Jason, these two franchises, even though personally I think there's almost nothing really that they have in common other than both being slasher movies in the 80s. Mm-hmm. They're so different, but they often get compared to each other. So my next question was, now that you've seen both, do you prefer Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street as a whole, as a series as a whole? Not a singular movie, but the series as a whole.
Okay. Can I talk about this leading up to... Okay. I love, with a passion, the Friday the 13th series. I think it's great. It's very classic and summery, and, Jason, you almost cheer for him instead of, cheering against him. And I really, really like that. And I remember when me and Connor were watching all the movies, like, we just had a blast just, watching all of them and, laughing with them, saying, oh, wow, that's a really interesting kill. But I think I do prefer the Nightmare series over Friday the 13th because of the visual effects, like the special effects, the creativity with the kills, like Freddy as a character. Like, okay, Jason, I love you, boy, but Fred owns my heart, and that's it,
Okay, because my next question was going to be, as characters, do you prefer Freddy or Jason?
I think Freddy.
Oh, okay.
What about you? Both questions.
Well, yeah. I think you might know the answer to this already. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but I will always be a Friday the 13th guy.
Are you serious?
I'll always be a Jason guy. Like, let me put it to you this way. This is the best way I could explain it to you. If I were to look at all the movies in both of those franchises, I think the original Nightmare on Elm Street is the best out of any of them. But as a whole, Friday the 13th is way better in my opinion. And I love them because there are Nightmare on Elm Street movies that I really hate, that I'm really like hate watching, that I'm like, this is so bad, I don't even want to watch this. There's no Friday the 13th movie that I'm like, I don't want to watch it.
Are you fucking insane? What about Jason X?
Dude, even that movie, I'm like, I'll watch that. I'm down.
Okay.
anytime.
I give it to you with that, saying that there are more Jason movies that I prefer than the Freddy movies, but I gotta give it to the creativity in the Freddy movies. That even though there's less movies that I do like, they do shine above Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Because with the Friday the 13th, it's predictable, you know?
Okay.
I don't know, man. I like both of them.
We should do like a podcast episode, Nightmare versus Friday, and we'll take sides.
Wow! I
We
was
should
like,
do it.
Freddy versus Jason. I'll wear your Freddy sweater.
Okay, but that's for another podcast. Okay, so my next question is kind of like this, but more broad. Comparing it, you've seen all the Scream movies. You've seen half of the Halloween movies.
I have seen Scream.
You've seen all the Evil Dead movies. So, how does this series compare just overall to other horror series that you've seen? Like, do you think this is the best horror series of all time?
Oh,
and
God.
again, not movie, but like the series is as a whole. Like comparing, and like even things that aren't really connected, but like I'm thinking also like the Dead series. And
Okay, well, like as a whole, right? Like I can't pick
as a
single.
whole.
Okay, no, because there is a lot of movies in there that I did not like. Are you asking me to pick a series that I prefer?
No, but
over
just
it?
like what if you were to
Why?
compare it? Like, would you say it's near the top, or
Like, I think it would be. Well, I don't know.
like don't pick a favorite, but like what are some of the major horror series that you do like?
Like the Friday the 13th series. I like that because they're all just good movies, except Jason X, which is absolute stupid. So like I prefer it like over that, but movies like, oh god, Scream, I don't know, just okay. I know we have one viewer that really, really loves Scream, so I apologize. You know who you are. But I don't think Scream's a really good series. It's kind of all the same bullshit, you know. I prefer the first movie. That should have just been it. None of the whatever. It's not my thing, you know. So I definitely think it trumps that. Compared to like the Evil Dead series, like okay, the Evil Dead series is its own fucking category of horror, which is just insanity, and I love that. So I don't know if it tops that, right? Because you got Bruce Campbell, you got all the jokiness, and I don't know, I'm a very jokey person, so it doesn't beat that. I love the Dead series because it's like linear and it has so many layers to it. It's like it's good, right? It's probably one of my favorites. So it doesn't trump that. I don't know. It's like
Somewhere in the middle of that?
yeah, like because there's good and bad aspects to the series, but it's not my like favorite. You know.
Okay.
What about you?
I'd say probably the same. I'd say it's somewhere in the middle. I definitely think if you look at it critically, I would say the best horror franchises would be either the Dead series or the Evil Dead series. Because in both of those, I mean, I don't think there's a bad movie in the bunch. I think they're all good. But again, it's hard to compare also because those series have less movies. So the more movies you have, the more likely you are to have a bad movie.
True.
You know?
True.
But I will say I prefer Nightmare on Elm Street to the Halloween series, for sure. And I've seen all the Halloween movies.
Yeah, like, okay, I haven't seen all the Halloween
You've
movies.
seen half.
Yeah, but I know it's just, like, kind of like a shit show, you know, the other half of the series. And I don't like that, guys. I want some, you know, linear...
Structure.
Yeah, you know, a linear storyline for the most part. That's where I feel like Nightmare on Elm Street kind of does a good job of that, except for, like, the remake, which is its own stupid. But... I don't know, I don't think I can be jumping around. It's hard to keep track of, you know, people.
Yeah, that's something certainly the Halloween series does.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question, this is kind of a fun one. So you know Mount Rushmore, right?
I think so. My face is in it. No, I'm kidding.
So we've been kind of talking about series and relating Nightmare to other series. If you had to make a Mount Rushmore of horror, who would you put on the mountain?
That's a cool question.
There's 4 faces on regular Mount Rushmore. So what 4 horror faces would you put?
Like, I can pick anybody from...
Any character, any villain, any hero. Who would you put? Like,
there's 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
There's 4.
So this could be like, what are your favorites, or what do you think would be the 4 biggest characters, or just what?
Okay. Tom Adkins, because he's cool, and we've met him, and he's really nice. Tom Adkins is gonna be up there. I would put, like, oh gosh. I'm trying to think.
Would you put Freddy up there?
No.
No?
No. Like, he's good, but, like, no. Okay, sorry. This is gonna take me a while. Tom Adkins, Jack Torrance, probably Ripley from Alien, because I'm all about that, power and stuff. Like, feminism and whatever. Oh, shit, wait, no. Who did I say?
Ripley?
You're
thinking of Laurie?
Yeah, no, I want Laurie instead. I don't know, I'm trying to, like, I'm looking at our movie collection, and there's just so many. Fuck. And I put Bruce Campbell up there, too.
Okay.
Yeah, so who do I have? I got Tom Adkins, Jack Torrance, Laurie Strode, and Bruce Campbell.
All right.
Ash
Williams.
Yeah, Ash Williams. I was like, Ash Ketchum. Nope, that's not it.
All right.
Yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore. Okay, what about you? Okay. Come on, that was so good.
Not really.
Whatever.
For me, I think I'm thinking about it a little bit differently than you are.
Oh.
For me, I would say, like, because I'm thinking of, like, the 4, like, when I think of,
like,
the
big ones.
Yeah, when I'm thinking of horror movies, like, what are the 4? Well, no, it's just a different...
Sorry,
no, it's fine.
this question up.
No, it's like whatever your interpretation of the question is.
Okay.
But for me, like, I would put Freddy, Jason. Then I feel like Michael would be the other obvious one.
Mm.
And then I'm just thinking for the 4th one, it would be between a few for me. Like, I'm thinking Leatherface, but really he only has one popular movie.
Yeah.
I would say just in terms of sheer popularity, and what I think would be, like, on that mountain for people, I would say Chucky. Chucky, because, like, he's just so well known. Everybody knows who Chucky is. And, like, yeah, like, I would say those would be the 4.
Wow, well, I'm uber hipster here, so fuck you.
All right. Okay, so this is my last question for the interview segment of this episode. We talked about what we like about the series and everything, but now let's talk about what we didn't like. What, in your opinion, what is the worst moment in the entire franchise for you?
Oh, God.
The thing that you really were just like, man, this is dumb.
Like, okay. What was the one where they, like, the video game?
Freddy's dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that movie. It was so stupid. Yeah, that one, because, like, it's, okay, like I said, guys, I love jokes, and I liked Freddy in that light, but it is so bad. Like, it's so bad. It doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? They go to this city, you see Freddy in a video game. It's absolute, like, insanity. It's like, what the hell am I watching? And it kind of loses that, sense of being scary, right? It's like, well, Freddy's playing a video game, whatever. So I think just that moment, even though I do like it, it's so bad. Like, I don't think that should have been put in there at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. But just to make some differences with people. Another one that I would say is really bad is just the whole end of Dream Child. When there's, like, the kid, and then there's, like, he's, like, turns into a Freddy kid, and then they're going all over stairs, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? This is so stupid.
I don't understand, like, why they throw a kid into this. Like, yeah, let's get her pregnant. That'll make it all better. We'll get all those ratings. It's fucking dumb.
Those would be mine. But I would agree with you as well. That was the one I was going to say, but I'm just trying to make some different stuff.
Like, okay, if I had to pick, like, a Freddy that I really like, and I think I said this before, but definitely Freddy for the first 3 movies is my favorite.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
For me, it would probably be, I would even say Freddy just from the first 2. Because I think in the 3rd one, that's when he starts getting into more of that stuff. Even though I still like it because it's still kind of like in the middle, is when I like just like pure dark Freddy, like from the first 2.
Yeah.
So that would be for me. All right, so
Oh wait, sorry. I want to go back to that because I just thought of something. Like the parts we don't like. I hated the reboot so much. And one thing I absolutely, and I was saying because we watched this yesterday, I hated Freddy's voice in the remake. It just was stupid. Like the actor and what he was saying. Like no disrespect or anything. I don't even know who plays this guy.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah, I don't think he should have been cast as Freddy whatsoever. I wasn't scared. Like, he didn't even, like, it was just awkward. You know, it's just awkward listening to him speak because when you think of Freddy, you think, hey, bitch. But with this guy, it was like you were just talking to a regular person. I just didn't like that.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, I would agree.
Continue.
So now,
had to get that in there.
What I wanted to do was I wanted us each to rank all 9 movies from worst to best.
Okay.
Did you want me to go first, or would you like to go first? Do you have a ranking in mind?
I think so. Okay. But you gotta help me out a little bit because
How about this? Well, why don't I go first? This way you can kind of gauge your memory.
Okay.
And stuff, and then you go after me.
Sure.
Okay. So from worst to best, this is mine. My least favorite one is Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
Wait, what? That's your least favorite?
Yeah, the one where he dies, the one with the video game stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Part 6. My second least favorite is The Dream Child. Mm-hmm. Third least favorite would be the remake. Next would be Freddy vs. Jason. Mm-hmm. In the middle, at number 5, would be A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Number 4 would be Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Number 3, this is where it might be getting a little, what you wouldn't expect. Number 3, I would say, number 3 favorite would be New Nightmare.
You gotta help me, like, with this, because you're saying New Nightmare. Like, I don't know which of these are.
Okay, so Dream Master. Okay, so, do you want me to go back to the beginning?
I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Like I said, guys, like, I've just seen all of it. Like, I kind of just binged watched all. Like, when you say these titles, I'm like, mm-hmm.
Okay, so my least favorite.
Okay.
Freddy's Dead, the one with the video game stuff.
Yes.
My second least favorite, The Dream Child, the one with the kid. Right?
Yes.
My third least favorite is the remake.
Yeah.
Okay. Then would be Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay. Then
would be, right in the middle, at number 5, is The Dream Master. That's when she takes on all of her friends' like character traits. Mm-hmm. Okay. My fourth would be Dream Warriors, which is the third one. Mm-hmm. Remember when they?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. My third favorite would be A New Nightmare, the meta one. Number 3. I changed it from number 2 to number 3.
Wow.
And because I put in number 2, Freddy's Revenge, this number 2 is number 2 for me. The gay one.
Wow.
And number 1 is still the original.
Good.
So I changed. The only big difference is from what I've kind of explained to you before is before I had New Nightmare at number 2 and I had Freddy's Revenge number 2 at number 3. Ah. But I flipped those two around because I just think that the part 2 with all the gay like subtext and everything like that is just very interesting. It's still to me like the Freddy I like, the dark Freddy. And there's a lot of cool, just like special effects and like dark stuff in that movie, and I really like it. So I switched that one to my second favorite, but the original will always be my favorite.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. I think to make it a little bit easier on myself, I'm gonna switch the order.
So you're gonna go favorite to least favorite?
Yes, because like it's easier for me to say the ones I like than the ones I didn't like, and because they're all the ones I didn't like are just like fuck it, like they're all dumb, right? But okay, my favorite one, and like I don't know the names of all the whatever, like the movies, so I'll just say like the second, the third, or whatever, right? Okay, so my favorite one is the second one, okay. And that's the one with all the like the gay subtext and stuff. Because like Connor said, it's just very interesting, and you know the director is also gay, and just seeing that being put into,
the writer was,
or the writer was, and just seeing that being put into there, like was cool. I don't know, I like that. So the second one is my favorite, and then it goes the third one, which
Okay.
is my second favorite. Then it goes the first one, which is my third.
So, but overall, the first three are your three favorites.
Yeah, no, hands down. And then it would have to go, oh god, I think it's the fourth one. That's when she takes on all like the people. I think that's my fourth, and yeah. And then my fifth one would be Freddy versus Jason. Sixth one would be probably New Nightmare. That's the one Wes Craven did again, right? Yeah, so that one. How many more do I have left? 3?
You have The Dream Child, Freddy's Dead, and the remake.
Oh yeah, probably in that order. No, it's seriously in that order. So it would be Dream Child, the remake, or wait, no.
Freddy's Dead.
Freddy's Dead, and then, yeah.
So you think the remake is worse than Freddy's Dead?
Oh, absolutely. It was,
I wouldn't
it was
say that.
so bad.
I would say at least the remake has scary moments versus...
Wait, no. Freddy's Dead is the one with the video game. Okay, put that one last.
Yeah, that's my last
Okay,
one,
I don't
too.
even know what order I gave. That was so confusing. Who cares, guys? The ones that you should watch are the first, second, and third. All of them, you can just don't watch.
And I would also say New Nightmare as well. If you like those movies, then I would say you should watch New Nightmare.
I'm sorry, that list was awful. Like I said, guys, like I've only seen this series once. Like I don't know all the, little nooks and crannies of these movies. So I just kind of saw them for what they are.
Okay, well, speaking of that, I guess we'll find out exactly how much you know, because now we're getting to our final segment of the show, where I'm going to give you some trivia questions.
LOL.
About A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Gosh.
I have 10 questions for you.
Okay.
Because as everyone knows, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock your door.
5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, better stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again. What?
So I have 10 questions for you. Okay, are you ready?
I think so.
Question number 1.
Oh, God.
We're starting with a true or false.
Ah.
True or false? The idea for A Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven's idea, was based on a real story. True or false?
True.
Yes. Extra points. Do you know what that is?
It had to do with like sleep deprivation, something like that. Like these kids, like they weren't sleeping and they were dying or something.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
There was a group of, it was actually young men who were immigrants from Indonesia, I think it was. And then they came over to America and basically they were trying to stay awake. They had they were drinking lots of coffee and stuff and their parents didn't know what was wrong. And they're saying they didn't want to sleep because when they sleep they had nightmares that were so terrible that they just didn't want to sleep. And then eventually when they did fall asleep, and this was a bunch of people, they started dying in their sleep, like young kids.
Wow.
So that's where he got the idea for Freddy Krueger.
Cool.
All right. Question numero dos. What state is Springwood in? Springwood is the town in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. What state is it in?
Oh my god. Okay, because I remember watching this over Christmas and we were laughing because there was palm trees.
Yes. So it's not California.
Illinois?
You're thinking of Haddonfield, which is where Halloween is set.
Feck.
Is Illinois.
Michigan.
No.
I don't know.
Ohio.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah, we're from Canada. We don't know.
Whatever. But guys, if you don't know, there's palm trees in Ohio. Just had a stroke there.
So, this is a two-parter.
Oh no.
It's worth 2 points. If you get both, you could possibly just get 1 point, but if you get both points, I'd be surprised.
Okay.
'Cause
Is there a prize to this? Because I'm not going to share my knowledge with you if I'm not going to get anything.
I don't have any prizes for you.
Chocolate?
No.
Fuck.
How many named actors have played Freddy?
2.
Is that a final answer?
Yeah.
No. 4. I counted 4.
4? Why?
So let's name them off. So there's
Robert Englund.
Yeah.
That other bitch face that I don't like.
From the remake.
Yeah.
I also included Michael Bailey Smith, who played Super Freddy in Part 5.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh my god, that was so minor, literally.
And then the fourth person I said is a named actor who played Freddy. Is somebody, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name's Kane Hodder.
Wait, he did? Oh my god. No. You're not gonna play this. And he didn't even play in the series, stupid. He played in Friday the 13th as his hand. Trick question. There's 3 people, not 4. I get both points. Next question.
Well, you said 2 to start with, so.
Whatever.
I'm saying Kane Hodder.
Listen, I'm getting 3 points.
How many Nightmare on Elm Street films was Wes Craven directly a part of?
2.
Not how many did he direct, but how many did he work on?
4.
Did I final answer?
Yeah.
Close.
5.
3.
Fuck.
Because, so you're right, he directed 2 of them. He directed the original and New Nightmare.
Yes.
And he also wrote
I know,
movies.
he had heavy influence on the second one. Or, no, the third one.
Well, not heavy influence. So he wrote the first movie, and he wrote New Nightmare, and he also wrote part 3, but didn't direct it.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people also like part 3.
Bro, why are you asking me these bougie-ass questions? Ask me some simple stuff, like what colors are Freddy's sweater?
Okay, my next question. What movie is playing on Nancy's TV when she's trying to stay awake in the original? She's watching a movie. What movie is she watching?
I know she's watching a movie. Halloween.
No.
Damn it. Is it another Wes Craven movie?
No. Halloween's not Wes Craven.
No, I know that. Alien. I don't know.
The Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah. God, I don't know, man.
That's why in Evil Dead 2, Freddy's glove
is on the door. I know, you told me this when we were watching the fucking movie. Guys, what is going on?
Okay, this is a simpler one. You're halfway done.
Thanks.
You're halfway done.
I've gotten what? 1 right?
You got... Yes, 1 right.
Thanks. Cool.
Okay. Question 6. This is a yes or no. Or not yes or no. This is a 50-50.
Good, I like those ones.
What hand does Freddy wear his glove on?
Okay. His right hand.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm trying to think, like, he's on the TV. I'm like, okay, but he's flipped. Okay, yeah, his right.
Right hand, yeah.
Guys, 2 for 10 here.
2 for 6 so far.
Okay.
How many kids does Freddy kill in the first movie?
3.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay!
Because technically he has 4 kills in the movie, but the 4th one is Nancy's mom. So.
Oh, well, that doesn't count. Yeah. Bleh.
So, alright, you're 3 for 7 now.
Nice. Not even 50%.
This is one that I don't know if you'll know.
Perfect.
Robert Englund has said in many interviews that one movie in the series is his favorite. What movie has he said is his favorite?
Again, why would I know this?
Think about Robert Englund. Think about what he would say is his favorite.
The one that's, like, crazy. The one with the video game.
That one?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
New Nightmare.
Oh.
The one where he appears as himself. Okay, 2 more questions. What movie was Wes Craven's...
Oh, yeah, now when I think of that, yeah, the one who appears as himself. I guess that would be easier for him because then he doesn't have to wear any of the special effects makeup.
Yep.
For half the time. Okay. Sorry, thinking out loud. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, second to last question. What movie did Wes Craven direct directly after New Nightmare?
Scream?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Which is a terrible move. No, I'm kidding.
So, you're 4 for 9. And final question. If you get this, you'll pass technically because you'll have 5 for 10. Who came up with the idea to have Freddy say bitch a lot? Who came up with the idea?
I don't know. Robert Englund himself.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, guys. Oh my god, just bullshit everything. You'll get through it. I passed. Nice.
It passed with
nice.
50%.
Perfect. That's all I was aiming for. You know, the glass is half empty.
All right. Well, that's all I have for the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Wow.
Any final thoughts, Marlayna?
Well, I think I'm going to have to watch them all again just so I can solidify my knowledge of Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, all around, I thought this was a very good episode. I really enjoyed doing it and being interviewed. And
Did you have a
also
good
not
time?
having to do any work for it. This was good.
So did you have a good time watching all those movies?
I absolutely did.
Do you have, now that we're done Nightmare on Elm Street, do you have a horror franchise that you want to watch next?
Well, okay.
Or you haven't seen?
I think I want to finish watching all the Chucky movies.
What do you mean finish?
Well, like, I watched the first one.
Okay, but you watched the first Nightmare movie, but
Yeah,
you can
but
watch all the Chucky movies.
listen, no, I want to finish it. It sounds better when I say that. That, and I think I'm gonna just have to do it because, you've done it, is just watch all the Halloween movies. But I don't know, there isn't like other than the Chucky franchise, there isn't like one that just comes to my mind,
Okay.
What about you? You've seen everything. So
Well, I've seen everything. The only one that I haven't seen all the movies in is I've seen 6 of them. I haven't seen all of the Texas Chainsaw movies.
Oh, yeah. No, I changed my answer. That.
Okay.
No, that's better. That's better. We were just talking about this shit. I should write it down, for God's sakes. But, yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw?
All right, I guess we're starting with the second one tonight. Because I've only watched the first. That's the only one that matters.
I've watched the first and the second. I haven't seen the third and the fourth, but I've seen all the remakes.
Yeah. Well, if it's any consolation, I've seen the guy from the second one, so I'm like almost there.
We both have.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him first.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's the episode, Boo.
Yeah. Okay, so as always, guys, if you have any question, comments, or hopefully no concerns, you can shoot us up an email at spooknotes@gmail.com. And of course, you can find us on all of the social media platforms like iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud, all under the handle SpookNotes. If you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, definitely comment or send us an email of what you guys would like to hear. And we most definitely would love to hear your opinions on the Nightmare on Elm Street series as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a slice, and as always, don't forget to cite the spook notes.
And wait. Before you end, also guys, don't forget, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Ah!
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye!